Guys, welcome to the workbench here, or work desk, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to go over my simple weathering techniques. You guys can try it at home. It's up to you. But I'll just go through how I do it. Now, I've got a couple rules for my layout. Number one, cars got to have metal wheels, Katy couplers, which are the scale 58s, the 158s with the whiskers actually, as long as they're the scale ones. And cars need to be weathered. Locomotives need to be weathered. Locomotives sometimes get a pass because there's not so many of them on power short. But with freight cars, they have to be weathered. That just simply was just a standard of mine. So one of the easier ways to do it, instead of now, you can take a car and get really into detail and go into great depths and spend an hour or two or more weathering, that's fine with me. But with these, I try to do what's called batch weathering. So I'll take about 8 or 10, sometimes maybe only 5. Maybe I'm just doing 4 sandhoppers or something like that. And go and do what's called an assembly line. I start with a lighter color. I use an airbrush. I've got an old Badger here. An airbrush, I start with a lighter color and work my way to darker colors, which the way I do it, it dries quick, and they're usually ready within an hour to be dull coated, and boom, they're ready for your layout. So this is how I do it. You can follow along. If you got questions, you can ask me down in the comments and stuff like that. What kind of paints do I use? We're going to use acrylic. All right, so stuff that's water based, and most of the time I don't use any water. I use 70% isopropyl alcohol. All right, you could use water, but I like alcohol dries fast, and plus when you're blowing it out of your airbrush, once it hit it, it has a tendency to dry quicker. All right, and I usually make about 5 different colors. All right, I do start. My lightest is a whitish and off-white. All right, that's great for dulling down colors. Like if you got a rock hopper, with the bankrupt blue, it's very easily to tone that down with some white. All right, because you don't want that thing to stand out like a sore thumb. Then I do like a light gray. Then I do a brown, your typical just brown, and I usually do a orange rust color, kind of like that. You can see that, that's a rust color. And then I do a black. So 5 colors. All right. So how do I mix them? What's the ratio and stuff like that? This is not exact science. Now let me give you an example of what I do with the airbrush. All right. This isn't a Conrail car here. Conrail sandhopper. All right. Not a super great weather job, but a convincing one. All right, one that gets on my cars on the railroad quick. Okay. All right, compare this gray with, let's say, pardon my reach, this gray. There's a big difference. And both of these colors are about the same. So you can see where this one's weathered up, dirtied up. I didn't go overboard with it, but it looks like it's been used. All right. So with the way I do it here, it works very good. Let me see if I have some other examples. I'm looking. Take a brown car, for instance. Here's a CSX, another sandhopper. All right. Notice I got the dirt and grime at the bottom there. The trucks are weathered. The ends are slightly weathered. I'll just spray crap in there, because nobody ever sees the ends anyways. You can see where stuff has ran. Well, maybe it hasn't ran. But anyways, it's, a good enough job. Roof, just follow the walkway and go around the thing. But it looks like it's dirtied up. All right, that's the main thing we're looking for. Something different. All right, for this guy, little bit more entail to it. These are weathering solution rust decals. Those are good, but you put all the weathering on first, then you go back and go over it. All right, throw some graffiti on there if you want. I did a patch out for this. This is my friend Greg's Michigan Interstate, doing some sand service down here on the Virginia Midland. So there we go. So how do we mix these paints up? All right, this is how I do it. Let's start with, I can use, you can get some of those cheap apple barrel paints. My studio ones, I can get these for like 99 cents or 50 cents, two for $1. I just had those for examples. You could use those probably a lot cheaper way. I've got some what I call the Badger Model Flex. I've always used this forever, and I just started spraying some scale coat and stuff, and wow, this stuff is great. So actually we're going to do this brown here first. Alright, this is an Illinois Central Brown. So we're going to open it up here, and no exact scientist, I'm going to pour some in. You don't want to pour a lot in. Alright, coat the bottom. Alright, that will be plenty. Alright, give you a little secret here. Wipe. So you can put your lid back on so you don't have to try to get that lid back off. Alright, so take our 70% alcohol. You don't have to shake it up or anything, and just pour it in. Pour it right up to the top. Alright, there's a wash. One of them. Now I'll give you a little trick about these. If you're using them every couple weeks, every month, just got to shake them up good. But you don't want a bunch of pigments and stuff at the bottom. It's got a little bit, because what happens is it starts getting, with the Badger Model Flex here, you get a buildup of stuff everywhere. It just sits, and even when you shake it up, it's like a rubber latexy thing. And what happens if you break it up and it shakes up, then it clogs up your airbrush, and that's a royal pain in the butt. So if I haven't done anything for a while, I just dump them out and serve. You don't use that much paint and stuff. So, and I'm sure with this acrylic paint, it's a little bit thicker. I'd probably use a little bit less. Experiment with it. You know, put a little bit in there and shake it up, and shake it up good. All right, because this is mainly alcohol here. All right, I'm probably going to put a little bit more in, because nothing worse than, yeah, that's fine. I'm running out. All right, we'll do it again. Let's do a gray. All right, make sure your jars are clean. You can get some extra ones. Look around and get these a little bit cheaper. Make sure they fit your airbrush. Ooh, brand new, not even open. Actually, I don't need that much here. Let's. Get enough air in there. Perfect. Alright. Lid back on that. Left with alcohol. The difference between 70 and 90. 90 I take paint off of shells. So I really don't want to put that on. I've never had 70 take off paint. You know, you soak it in 91%. Potato shells, paint comes right off. So I really don't want to spray that on a nice, beautiful model or locomotive. All right, and shake it up. It's a light gray. It's a good fader. Or that, or the white, one of the two. You use one or the other. It all depends on the color. Black really works good on brown boxcars, and the darker gray. And we'll do a darker gray here in a little bit with a CSX gray. So that's pretty much doing the paint. Just remember, just put a little bit in there. These are, I guess, 1 ounce maybe. I don't know if it says. I think these are 1 or 2 ounce bottles. We've got a bigger one over there, and if they sit around for a long time, for 6 months, because I haven't weathered anything in a while, just dump them out and start over. Clean them out. Get a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, and put in there. Not like your wife's toothbrush, and you give it back to her or anybody or your kids. So that's my weathering. Like I said, I blow this right through the airbrush. Between colors, I don't even clean it out. Start with a lighter, work your way up to the darker. The darker, like a black, works really good. Always hit it on the trucks. Hit a coat on there. Sometimes you can dull coat the car first and then start on it. It all depends on the car. All right, so put a coat on the wheels and stuff like that, and you can look at the trucks there; they look really, really, really good. Just hit them with some colors and stuff, and then just highlight it with the black at the end. The black's really good on like. Here's kind of one I did here. Yellow one here. Hit the black here on the sill, up here to the roof, and always do outline the door. I think that looks really, really, really good. The roof, you can do all kinds of different stuff. Sometimes I come back and do the roof, and then you could take some powders and dip them in, or actually dry powders and just flick them on. You can see the really, really fine rust on there. Under serving Vermont Industry, I just kind of flick it on there and it goes right on the stuff wet. Or you can do that when it's dull coating, and just dull coat these at the end. All right, and then that's it. So, anyways, stay tuned and we'll start doing some airbrushing. All right, welcome back to Weathering Made Simple. I got a bunch of cars laid out here. I've got 6, 8, 10. I'm actually doing these for a customer here, or a client. All of these are new. I've hit everything with dull coat and everything like that. Actually, I did not do these two, so I might not do them. So, what I'm going to do, I've taken my alcohol wash, shaken it up, got my airbrush ready, got my paper towels. Glove is good. I'm right-handed, so use the left hand to turn the cards and stuff. Try not to touch. It's better than leaving fingerprints. And sometimes I don't reuse them. But anyways, let's get into, before we get started, pretty much everything. I'm going to change out all my colors here in this paper towel, if you guys can see, is where I'm going to change my colors. So I'll take this, whatever the thing is called, take it out of the bottles and get that color, and it'll go to gray. See how it's settled. Make sure you shake it up. And we'll go to, I guess we'll hit a rust. See how the colors are settling in there. Just shake them up real good. And then we'll go to brown and black, and then we're done. It'll take a while. This will probably take, takes longer than you think. At least good 30 minutes. I'm going to hit all sides of the cars and everything like that. These cars are not going to be heavily weathered, so it'll take probably a little bit less. So, stay tuned and we'll get started. All right. Well, I sped that up for you so you didn't have to be bored with it. The worst thing for me is my freaking hand falling asleep. I don't know if I got a pinched nerve or something, but that sucks. It's not too bad. You can get about 20 minutes into it's bad. So, should have did before and after shots first. So here's one of my NS hoppers. As you can see, not too bad looking. Kind of weathered look. Roof is not super over the top. Alright. It's better than it was. Black hopper. Black car. This tank car, kind of hard to see with the black car in the video camera, but these are new cars anyway, so they should be filthy, filthy dirty. Alright. White car. Once again, a newer car, not that dirty. I like to highlight the seams and stuff like that, as you can see on that car. These are nice cars. These are the new scale train cars. Too new for my era, but not bad. And make sure you hit the trucks and stuff. I hit the trucks on every coat to kind of, well, it's hard to see in that picture, but he's not bad. Intermountain car here, just a weathered, tired look there. Patch for BN. I really like this car. This even comes with the different green hatches at the top. Alright, and these are already dry. As soon as I come back around to them, they're already dry. Couple things. I don't know if you probably didn't see me, but I didn't like how that top turned out. Kind of hard to see. Stay too long in one area. I could come back and fix that with a brush. Use of alcohol. This is a different car. This is from, who makes this? Broadway Limited. These are their gas cars. Nice tired look. Got nice truck detail there. They're weathered. So, dull coat on these, and they're good to go. So I spent 25-30 minutes, knocked out 10 cars. Boom, there's a train. That's a perfect train for my size layout. So, probably one suggestion: maybe a little bit more paint, just a little bit, double of what I put in there. Sometimes I like to try not to put much in there, but sometimes it doesn't work out. A little bit more. Sometimes it's too thin, so a little bit more paint does help. Alright, so this is Easy Weathering, brought to you by the Virginia Midland shops. So hopefully you enjoy that. Good way to get weathered cars quickly on the layout. Just make you some things. My philosophy is nothing ruins a good layout worse than unweathered engines, unweathered cars on a beautiful scenic layout. So there's my little advice tonight. So take care, and to the next video.